10th commandment, and the 10th commandment says, "Do not long for anything that belongs to your neighbor. Do not long for your neighbor's house, wife, male or female servant, ox or donkey."
Thank you, Nela. You were just reading the last of the 10 commandments to us, which is a lot about jealousy. I don't know if you know this kind of feeling when you are jealous of someone. I just learned, being a German, that in English it's actually called the green monster. So I actually have a monster here for you. You can see it's not quite green. Maybe it's you and me, but sometimes we can turn into a green monster because we see maybe that your brother got new pairs of trousers and you wanted to have one pair of trousers as well. Maybe you saw that your sister took more cookies than you did and you said like, but I also want my cookies. Maybe someone in school got a better grade than you and you suddenly felt jealous. Maybe there's a classmate that has lots more toys than you and you just have this kind of feeling of jealousy again. So if we fill us with this kind of, green yucky jealous, let us see what kind of happens to this monster if we steer that jealousy inside of us. Oh my goodness, it looks very yucky. Oh no, maybe I need another spoon to steer to have this jealousy kind of come up. Thank you, Daniel. So let's see if we stir up jealousy and what happens to you and me if we get, I think we can see it. What happens to this monster? Can you tell me? This monster actually starts turning green and greener and greener. And now we see other things that we want to have, maybe like those Oreo cookies, and we want to have them, and we kind of stumble and we get really messy with all of these things that we want to have. And we are not happy with the things that we actually do have already. And they can actually, just mess up our lives. By being jealous, we become green, become bitter, and it can make our lives, or maybe your and my life, a little bit of miserable because it puts friendships at stake, what will maybe lead to fights, and all of these things. Today I want to talk about a story in the Bible as well, where actually there's a lot of stories in the Bible that talk about jealousy, but there's one particular that I want to talk about. Let's put this green monster aside. There's this boy, and he has a lot of siblings, more than 10 actually. And actually it's nice to have a lot of siblings because you can play around, you can have a lot of fun. But for this particular boy there was a huge problem because this boy was favored by his dad. He would get things that maybe his brothers and sisters would not get. So one day this boy actually got a huge gift, a huge one. Can you imagine what happened to all the brothers and sisters? They got jealous. Do you want me to unwrap it and see what's inside? Okay, let's do it. I wonder what it is. Oh my goodness. Look at that. He got a coat. A brand new coat with lots of colors and lots of patches on, and he probably really loved that very much. And you could maybe picture how this boy was wearing and putting on his new coat and was so happy about it, and then all the other brothers would stand around and be jealous. So one day actually, here's what happened. This boy, and I'm sure you already know his name because his name was Joseph, he went to see his brothers. But his brothers were so angry with him because they always would see what he would get and not what they would have. They actually took him and threw him into a cistern with the plan to sell him off to Egypt. well, that wasn't the plan initially, but like somebody drove by and they kind of just said, oh yeah, if we sell him as a slave, we can just, put him on this carriage and yeah, have him go with the others to Egypt, and we just tell the dad by ripping apart this coat and just said that there was this wild animal and was just kind of, killing Joseph, and you don't have this son anymore. And they were hoping by this point they would maybe get into a better position with their dad. But this jealousy actually didn't really lead them to anywhere. They just found a dad who was terribly sad. He was crying and he was grieving the loss of his son. And it did not make their dad, buy all the other brothers a big colored coat to wear. So sometimes this jealousy can make us very sad. Maybe today we can think a little bit like, when are we jealous? Maybe jealous of our parents, jealous of our siblings or whatever. And instead of being jealous and just see what the other person has, can I maybe think about like, what can I be thankful for myself? Maybe, wow, I got a really great breakfast this morning before church started. And I'm thankful that I can have good food in the morning and healthy food to eat. Or maybe you go into your room and you have a look at all the toys that are lying around, and you be thankful for all the toys you have and not for the toys you wish to have and you don't have. Maybe you be thankful for the parents you have, and just find maybe 5 to 10 things and items today that you can be thankful for. I'm wishing you a very happy Sunday today. Maybe you can just also review all the 10 commandments, or maybe you can just recall some of them. Maybe some of them you can call all 10 commandments. Some of you may just remember 5, which is also great. I just hope you had fun with all the series of the 10 commandments. Bye!